Good morning, all of you. And our today's topic for the day is about patterns and frameworks. Okay, so here, before going to learn these things, so in general, you tell me what you know about a pattern and what you know about a framework. In general terms, your terms. We can say a pattern is something, say we say question paper pattern. Okay, something which gives you the blueprint, how it is going to come or how it would be going to be after some time. So that is what a pattern, a procedure. Okay, how it has to be followed. Okay, whereas framework, so it's like something like an architecture. So you have already learned what different types of architecture in software engineering. So every architecture and all the architectures comes under frameworks. What framework you are going to use. Okay, so this is the topic for us for today. So, and these are the things in detail we are going to study. What is a pattern, what is a framework, and how to model design patterns, how to model architectural patterns, and making patterns approachable. Okay. So, the general graphical representation of a framework is given like, what is this symbol? What is this symbol? Did you see any time this symbol in your systems?
Folder.
Yes. Okay. It is a tabbed folder we say. But in UML for what we use this tabbed folder?
Package.
Package. Yes, good. Okay. So stereotyped package we are going to use for frameworks. Is that clear? Stereotyped package representation only we use for the graphical representation of the framework. So here the example of receivables framework is given, and in this framework we have two collaborations, that one is billing collaboration and reconciliation collaboration. And the collaborations whatever we have, we call them as mechanisms. Okay, so mechanism is something like a procedure, how you do, how you go about, how to achieve some task. Okay, so those things we call them as mechanisms, or otherwise you can also say collaborations are said as mechanisms. Okay, and grouping of these collaborations or grouping of mechanisms makes your framework. Okay, how do we relate a mechanism and framework now? A framework is a bigger one than mechanism, where all the mechanisms are included in a framework, or a mechanism is a part of a framework. Okay, so if you can remember this diagram, so all the concepts easily you can write from that. Okay, so this is the introduction of the things. Here this chapter is about completely about framework and mechanism only. Okay, so again we'll learn. So today complete class is about framework and pattern only, mechanisms and all. Okay, so the first part of this chapter is about terms and concepts, terminology. Okay, so in any well-structured system, there are many patterns at various levels of abstractions. Maybe at analysis phase they may follow some pattern. Okay, at design phase they may follow some pattern. During execution they follow some pattern. During deployment they follow some pattern. Okay, and during the maintenance they follow some pattern. During testing they follow some pattern. So such things we have for a well structured system. We have many kinds of patterns, and these patterns are divided into two. So please make a note of it. Each pattern is divided into two. Okay, So the first one is about mechanism and second one is about framework. Whatever the patterns we are studying, type of patterns is nothing but mechanisms and frameworks. Okay, so let's come in detail for about each one. So let's see what is a pattern. So here in general we say in programming languages, say suppose if you are writing some generic class or template class, what does that mean? What does that mean? See, template class for shape if you are writing. Okay, so the template class can be used by any shape like rectangle in order to implement its properties. Yes or no? So the same way when we talk about a pattern is the one which gives common solution to the common problem in given context. Common solution to a common problem in the given context. Say suppose in the context of getting the properties or getting the implementation of different shapes. So I create a pattern. I create a generic shape pattern. And this can be applied for common problem. Common problem is all different kinds of shapes can take this template class for their implementation. Okay, so likewise we can say what is a pattern. So again I repeat, a pattern is a common solution to a common problem in a given context. Okay, so then we are talking about patterns are of two types. The first one is about mechanisms. If a pattern is design pattern, if a pattern is a design pattern and that applies to society of classes, design itself means that it's about classes. Since we are talking about a well-structured system here it is automated one what we are talking about. So in a system, design means it's about the classes, all the logical things what you are going to talk about in detail. Okay, so remember patterns, first one is design pattern that applies to society of classes, and a design pattern which applies to society of classes is nothing but called as mechanism. That is the first type of pattern. Okay, so first type of pattern is a mechanism and it's sometimes called as design pattern also, which reveals the application of a group of classes for the given context. Okay, moving on to the second type of pattern. So if the pattern is about the architectural pattern, if the pattern is about architectural pattern and that provides an extensible template for applications within a domain. See, template means the one which is in general. It can be used for any in a particular context. When I say extensible template, so the one which is existing, the template what is existing in general can be extended for your application. You can use it and also can also be extended for the application where you want to use that pattern. Okay, so that is about architectural pattern. It's all about architecture. Okay, so when we are talking about architectural pattern that provides an extensible template for the applications within a domain, that is called as framework. Okay, so the three lines of text here, if you understand these three lines, the same thing again and again, it's repeated in the complete chapter. So please remember these points, or you just draw a diagrammatic one or a mind map for yourself. So first, in a well-structured system, you have patterns at various levels of abstractions. And this pattern is something like a generic class, okay, which gives a common solution to a common problem. And there are two types in that. There are two types. The first one is about mechanisms, it's nothing but about design patterns, and second one is about architectural patterns, which is about the extensible template. So if you can remember this, so this chapter easily you will be able to, okay. So the same things are again repeated here, okay. So at different levels of abstraction, and design pattern specifies the structure and behavior of society of classes. So when I say structure and behavior, so again it comes about structural diagrams and behavioral diagrams only. When I say structural diagrams, I talk about class diagrams. When I say behavioral diagrams, I talk about interaction diagrams. Okay? And architectural pattern specifies the structure and behavior of the entire system. Since architectural is nothing but framework. Framework is the one which is bigger than a mechanism. So that means it is going to give behavior of the entire system. So please make a note of this. It's for entire system. But whereas this is for only for society of classes. So design patterns, it's for only society of classes, whereas architectural patterns are for entire system, and both have structure and behavioral parts. I hope all of you got this point, or you want me to repeat anything? If you know this, rest of the things easily you follow. Strictly 5 terms: pattern, mechanism, which is design pattern, framework, which is architectural pattern. And when it is design pattern, it's for society of classes. When it is architectural pattern, it is for the entire system. It's nothing but frameworks. Okay, in practice there are two kinds of patterns of interest. So that is nothing but design patterns and frameworks. That's what I was telling you. I told you about Hello. Yes, is it audible?
Yes, ma'am, it is audible.
Okay. Is screen the visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I don't know when the connection have been lost, so it was going on ringing behind. So have you followed till here? I was talking about there are two kinds of patterns of interest. Did you get this, or before only the net connection has gone? Let me know whether I want to continue. You want me to continue from here, the page what is there in the display, or the previous one also should I repeat?
Yes, ma'am, this page only.
This page only. So till last one I think you have followed, right? So this we were talking. Design patterns is nothing but society of classes. Architectural patterns is about the entire system. Okay. So at the beginning of this chapter only I was telling you about two kinds are there. Two kinds of patterns. So the first pattern is about mechanisms, which is about design patterns, and the second one is about frameworks, which is about architectural patterns. Okay. So now let's see types of patterns. So first type of pattern is nothing but about mechanisms. So a mechanism is nothing but design pattern only that applies to set of classes. That's what I was telling you till now. Okay. So when we are talking about set of classes and how logically we are going to give a solution for the particular problem, okay, and its structural pattern that converts from one interface to other. So all that things we talk about structural design, and also we say about behavioral pattern also. Okay, structural means we talk about class diagram, behavioral means we talk about interaction diagrams. Okay, so here in modeling, mechanisms show up in two ways. Mechanisms show up in two ways, or the other terms we can say design pattern can be showed up in two ways. So what are the two ways here? So the first way is nothing but a mechanism simply names a set of abstractions that work together to carry out some common interesting behavior rather than as plain collaboration. Okay, so instead of a plain collaboration, so what are the things which work together to carry out some behavior, that can be said as a mechanism. Okay, so that is the first point under mechanisms. And the second one is, it also sometimes mechanism names a template for set of abstractions that will carry out okay, so names a template for a set of abstractions that work together to carry out some common interesting behavior. Okay, so on what behavior of the collaboration we are concentrating. So to carry out that, so for that we can give a template for set of abstractions. Okay, and these mechanisms are parameterized collaborations. Parameterized means it's nothing but the template. So let's see that in the diagram, and which can be rendered in UML similar to the way how we give for template classes. So if you see the example here, this is for a mechanism. Okay, you have a collaboration. Okay, and for a collaboration we are talking about a template. Okay, observer is the one having a group of sequence of actions performing observer action, and this also can be implemented by using subject observer template. Already a template is available. With this available template we can do the observer implementation task or observer mechanism. If you remember, a collaboration is nothing but a mechanism for us. Okay, and this collaboration or a mechanism is working along with task queue and slide bar. So these are the roles what we say. Subject and observer are nothing but the roles for this mechanism. See, usually in any diagram we used to give the connections as solid lines or any kind of relationship. But dotted lines, what we are saying, it's not a kind of relationship, just connecting. Okay, when they are implemented, so all these things will be collaborated. That's what we are saying. All dotted ones, they exist logically. When they have to be executed, so they collaborate to do the task. Okay, so please emphasize on for what diagram, what relationships we are giving, what connections we are giving and all. Okay, so this is about a mechanism. Mechanism is something but nothing but mechanism is nothing but design pattern. Otherwise, it is also called as collaboration. Okay, so that is about the first pattern. And moving on to the second pattern. Second pattern is frameworks. It's nothing but architectural patterns. So that is what we say about. So a framework is an architectural pattern that provides the extensible template for application within a domain. Application within a domain. Okay, so in real-time systems, when we come across cyclic executors which divides the time into frames and subframes during the processing and takes place based on the deadlines. Okay, so this is an example given here. So let's see the one in the diagrammatical representation. So before we see that, so there are few more definitions. A framework is bigger than a mechanism. I told you this. A framework is, it's for the entire system. But within a system we have collaborations which are called as mechanisms. And framework is nothing like a stereotyped package. Package is at the higher level when compared to a mechanism which is collaborations. Okay, not only that, we can also specify a framework to specify the skeleton of an architecture. Why? Because our emphasis here, framework is nothing but our emphasis is on the architectural only. So that's why we are saying that it specifies the skeleton of an architecture or based on what architecture it is depending on. So at the beginning of second chapter, I think, second chapter ending or so we were learning about SDLC and architecture of UML. Is architecture of UML is dependent on any of the architectures? It is independent. Based on the instance, so it is going to take up whatever architecture it is, it can be applicable to. Okay, so UML is not dependent, it is independent of any kind of architecture. It will work with all the architectures. Okay, so and this one we have seen, framework as a stereotype package. So graphical representation also I showed you, and the same thing here. So if you see this example, so anyone knows about what is a pacemaker? Pacemaker, when we use it? This is used for heart patients. Yes, anyone? What is pacemaker? When we use it, what is it for? See, sometimes when a person is having cardiac arrest or some heart problems when we say first stroke like that they say, no. So they have some blocks. Block means so
to control abnormal heartbeat.
yes, so that blocks can be removed. So that is one problem and that can be solved. But whereas the second one is nothing but the heartbeat. Heart is something like organ, no, for us, or a machine we can say in other terms, which is an organ which is working for a human being to exist. So the number of times it beats, so that based on a number of times it beats, so that is for per second. So for a normal human being, so you will have something, some values, okay. So I'm not very much sure about those biological or some terms there. So if the heart is slowing down, it's not doing its job, the system has come down, the organ is not beating properly per second, it's the normal heartbeat, it's not there. So then they keep the pacemaker. It's a small chip which will be installed or kept into the heart, so that whatever the heartbeat was lowered, by using this pacemaker, by keeping this pacemaker, their heartbeat will become normal. Okay, so for that there is one package, pacemaker package you will have. So in that you may have what is the chip, how it have developed, what are the things, how it can be installed. Okay, so all the things about pacemaker they are maintaining in one pacemaker. Okay, so here we have some framework, cyclic executive. Okay, so a pacemaker is just existing there, and to whomever it is useful or whoever is having some problem, and that problem can give a solution by using pacemaker, then it can be used for the client. So this client handler may be a template one. It is not fixed for only one client, no. Whoever is having problem, so X, Y, Z, so I can say infinity, 1, 2, 3 so patients, so on till whatever may be the number. So everyone will become an instance here. So that's why we call this as template, parameterized. Okay, and event handler. Event handler means how this pacemaker for a particular client instance or for a particular client, how it is done. And common events. So common events are nothing but taking the general diagnosis and all the details of the particular patient. So all these put together, so it is a cyclic executive framework. Okay, so already you have some architectural pattern which is developed there, so that can be installed, and based on the client requirement also it can be extended. Okay, so that is about the framework. So the second part of this chapter is about common modeling techniques. So here we have two common modeling techniques. That is obviously one common modeling technique for design patterns. It's nothing but mechanisms. And the second common modeling technique is for frameworks, which is architectural patterns. So it's indirect way of asking question. How to model a design pattern? It's nothing but mechanism only. Okay, so in order to model that, so first what you need to do, you need to first identify the common solution to the common problem and refine it as a mechanism. So you should give some solution for the existing problem, and that mechanism has to be given, and then model the mechanism. So what mechanism we were talking about, that have to be modeled as a collaboration. Just one part of it may not work. So need to be collaborated to form a mechanism which provides the structural and behavioral aspects. Structural and behavioral aspects. When I say structural, something which are static with related to a mechanism, and behavioral aspects are nothing but something which keeps changing with respect to a mechanism in course of time. Okay, so we need to think of structural and behavioral patterns, aspects of this design pattern or mechanism or collaboration. So all these things are same. And then identify the elements of the design pattern that must be bound to elements in specific context and render them as a parameters to the collaboration. Okay, so the example what we have seen, so directly it says about this point. Okay, so let's see the example given here. So here design pattern, it's nothing but a mechanism. So command is a mechanism and it is having parameterized or a template class. So client, commander, invoke, receiver. So in order to work with this mechanism, so these are all the things need to be collaborated by taking this template. So that is application as a client to the command design pattern, paste command as a command to the command design pattern, open command as a command to the command design pattern, menu item as invoker to the command collaboration or design pattern, and document as a receiver to the command design pattern. And this is the template class or parameterized class. Okay, so that we say it as a design pattern. Okay, so and not only that, I was telling you about for a design pattern or for a mechanism, again you can talk about two aspects, structural aspect and behavioral aspect. When you can talk about structural aspect, it's nothing but class diagram only. So for the same above one, so if you are talking about the class diagram, so whoever may be the invoker and its operations and command, so execute, receiver, action and client. Okay. So if you see here, so this is unidirectional association, what we call it as navigation. So it's always one directional, client to receiver only, and this also command to receiver and invoker to command also. It is navigation and as well as giving like this whole part relationship, invoker and command. Command is a part for the invoker and client also depends on the invoker. Okay, so based on this, what class diagram we can draw, so that is the structural aspect of that design pattern. Okay, so similarly we have behavioral aspect of the design pattern. Behavioral aspect. Behavioral aspect means in course of time how it's changing and all we have to say. So under behavioral diagram, so mostly sequence diagram only will be used. So the first one is the client. So he will send some message to the command, some new command will be sent by giving store command with some parameters value will be sent to the invoker. And it will be invoked and it starts executing that command. And the command, it takes its action and it will be sent to the receiver. Okay, so that's how we talk about design pattern, example, and structural aspects of the design pattern and behavioral aspects of the design pattern. So this is about first common modeling technique. And moving on to the second common modeling technique is nothing but modeling architectural patterns. What do you mean by modeling architectural patterns? It's nothing but, I want any one of you to say, after listening to the entire story. Modeling architectural patterns is nothing but Yes, ma'am. Modeling architectural patterns is nothing but what we were learning till now. Yes? Anyone? So many are there. At least one I want you to answer this. Then only we can go further. It's nothing but frameworks, ma'am. I was going on telling no. Only 3 things you remember about patterns we are learning today. And there are 2 types of patterns. First one is mechanism, which we call it as design pattern. Second one is framework, which we call as architectural pattern. That's it. These 5 terms you remember. Pattern, mechanism, design pattern, framework, architectural pattern. Okay, so how do we give a framework? It's like a stereotyped package. And as a package, so a framework provides a set of elements including, certainly not limited to classes, interfaces, use cases and components, but also many kinds of nodes, collaborations and even other frameworks. Why? Because it gives the entire behavior of the system based on the architecture or in architectural perspective. That's why it is called as framework. Okay, so let's see how we can model an architectural pattern. So if a question is given how to model an architectural pattern, it's nothing but about frameworks only. So first we need to know about the framework from an existing proven architecture. So first you need to stick on to one architecture and then model the framework as a stereotyped package and containing all the necessary things to describe that framework and expose the slots, tabs, knobs and other details of the framework to form design patterns and collaborations. So it's nothing but within a framework you have collaborations. It's nothing but mechanisms only, and mechanisms are again called as design patterns. So hardly in this chapter 5 keywords are there. You need to know where to keep what. Okay. So here, so these are the steps how to model architectural pattern. It's nothing about framework. So let's see an example here. So as a framework, graphical notation is nothing but stereotyped package. So stereotyped means, so this one, Guillemets within 2 square brackets, whatever we write, that we call it as stereotype. And name of the package is Blackboard, or name of the framework what we are taking here is Blackboard. Okay, so in order to get the framework of the Blackboard, so what are all the things need to be collaborated? Say suppose the whiteboard what this MS Teams is giving us. Okay, so in that whiteboard, in order to teach or take up that whiteboard, what are all the things need to be collaborated? What are all the mechanisms available there? Okay, so reasoning engine. So from the notice board directly I can connect to a knowledge source. So that is something like connecting to net and browsing. Okay, apply new knowledge sources, maybe like some other PDFs, or I can take up other YouTube channel links and all. Or directly I can use the Blackboard, whatever is available there. Here we have whiteboard and knowledge source, Blackboard and control. So these are the template contents which the presenter will have while writing on this whiteboard. Okay, not only just having this, but you can also use the knowledge sources by using reasoning search engines, that is by using whatever the browsers you use to connect to the internet and retrieve the source, and apply new knowledge sources. As I told you, external links or any other sources from where you can get the data, or maybe online libraries you can connect to. So it can be of any form, which is a new knowledge source. Okay, so this what we call it as framework. Okay, again I repeat. So today's class is about only few things.